Manga-Waido.
My name is Tsubasa Ishikawa. I live with my parents and my younger brother Mizuki, who is 2 years younger than me. I'm the type of person who runs around in the mountains and fields. I have a lot of friends, and someone was always asking me to play with them. Mizuki, on the other hand, was the type to play by himself. He would sometimes tell me to stay away from him when I came home covered in mud, telling me I'm dirty and I smell like sweat. But I didn't care about that. I respected Mizuki. Mizuki would often silently repair broken toys or help our mother prepare food. Mizuki is so good with his hands!
That's right. Mizuki can do anything if you teach him once.
Shut up, brother! You're distracting me. Go away! My brother had a bad mouth, but he was kind at heart, and I loved him. But for some reason, Mizuki started to become a rebel when he entered junior high school. It was around the fall of the first year of junior high school that he started hanging out with the school's biggest delinquent, Nita, and hanging out until late at night. Where were you?
I was worried because I couldn't find you in the neighborhood.
Shut up! Leave me alone! You're still in 6th grade. If something happens to you this late, shut up! Unlike you, I don't have any friends. I'm not a good talker either. I'm just a failure. I don't care what happens to me. At the time, I was the president of the student council, received awards for my good performance in club activities, and certainly stood out. Maybe that's why Mizuki felt so downcast. I'm sorry if I made you feel bad, but it makes me feel even more miserable when you say you're sorry, so stop! I see, but Mizuki, don't worry about me. Just be yourself. Be myself? You don't even understand anything! Leave me alone! I continued to talk to Mizuki when he would come home late at night. I don't care if you avoid me, but don't worry your parents. Dad's already given up on me. Mom doesn't even say anything these days. They just don't want to provoke you. Shut up! Nobody knows me! Sometimes Mizuki would lose his temper and even hit me, but I didn't want to give up. I talked to Mizuki every day, even after my parents said, let's trust Mizuki and leave him alone for a while. Then one day in spring, when Mizuki was in 7th grade, I was on my way home when I heard yelling coming from a back alley. A fight? I quietly peeked towards the alley where the voice came from. There was Mizuki surrounded by delinquents. Stop it! Leave my brother alone! Brother? I already called the police! You want to get caught? Delinquents clicked their tongues and backed away quietly. Are you okay, Mizuki? I'm fine. Damn, that Nita guy ran away without me. Thanks to him, I feel messed up. Nita? Oh, that punk you hang out with. Mizuki, do you enjoy hanging out with a guy who would leave you behind? Quit this kind of thing already. Shut up! An honor student like you wouldn't know what I'm going through. Well, maybe I'm a little insensitive. And you're right. Maybe I don't know what you're feeling. But I don't want to see you get hurt or fall apart. Please, Mizuki, take care of yourself. In front of a battered Mizuki, I couldn't help but cry. What are you crying about? Stop! Mizuki said this and was silent for a while after that. I'm getting tired of you scolding me. And I know Mom cries about me too. Fine. Really? You understand? Yeah, I'll stop fighting for now. Thank goodness! Mizuki, thank you! Ah, you're so annoying! Your nose is running too! Thanks! Stop getting so close, you stupid brother! Mizuki, as he declared, gradually became more relaxed in his attitude toward life and stopped misbehaving. And he graduated from junior high school without incident. He also attended high school normally. I was relieved to see that and decided to move out, which I had been thinking about for a long time. It's taken me 2.5 hours each way to get to university. I was worried about Mizuki, so I commuted from my parents' house, but I guess it's all fine now. I left my parents' house and started living alone. 6 months later, when I showed up at my parents' house after a long time, I was welcomed by Mizuki, who had grown up to be a whole lot more rounded. I'm home! When I passed by Mizuki's room, he was just packing a big bag with his belongings. Huh? Mizuki, are you going on a trip? Yeah, I'm going camping with my classmates. I see. Take care. Oh, hey bro. I need to talk to you about something. Well, what is it? I've actually got a goal, and I need money to achieve it. To save money, you need to go to a good university and get a job at a good company, right? Well, yeah. That's why I want you to teach me how to study. Oh, that's what it was about? Of course, I don't mind. Really? Thanks, bro. So that's how I started teaching Mizuki. Although he said his goal was still a secret and he wouldn't tell me, he seems to be communicating with women frequently. So maybe he has a girlfriend and is thinking about marriage. After that, Mizuki got accepted to the university he wanted to attend. The university was closer to my house, so Mizuki moved out of his parents' house and moved in with me. But that was only for the first year. I got a job where there were a lot of international assignments. Mizuki, my bad. I'm going overseas again. What? You just got back the other day. Are you okay? I'm confident in my physical strength, so I'll be fine. More importantly, I'm sorry I'm always leaving you to take care of the house. It's fine. I'll keep this place safe while you're gone. Don't worry about it. Yeah, thanks. My company rents heavy equipment to other countries to support development. I often go to places where it's hard to get reception. Because of this, I haven't been able to keep in touch with my family very much. There's been a lot of accidents, and it's not unusual for my assignments to be extended. Thanks to this, I have hardly been able to return to Japan for the past few years. I like my job because it's challenging, but it's also hard when you're there for a long period of time.
Ishikawa, good work! You can come back here and let the local staff take care of things there. You worked hard for a long time.
Thank you! I'll return home when I'm done. It was 2 years after I left Japan that I finally was able to return home. Mizuki and I exchanged emails from time to time, but Mizuki had gone on to graduate school and was devoting himself to his research. It's been a while since I've been to Japan. The flight connection went well, and I arrived in Japan ahead of schedule. To surprise Mizuki, I didn't call him and quietly went back to my house. Huh? Is he not here? Then the door to the other room opened.
Welcome home. You're back early.
What? Who is this? It wasn't Mizuki, but a beautiful woman I didn't recognize. For a moment I thought, is she Mizuki's girlfriend?
Oh, sorry. Of course you would be surprised.
What? Did you? Mizuki? Did you actually turn into a woman? I was so surprised that I dropped all the bags and souvenirs I was carrying. Mizuki smiled shyly and told me what was going on. Mizuki started hormone treatment while I was gone.
I've always been uncomfortable with my sexuality. It was actually the reason I was so wild in junior high school. In high school, I found a community of people who had the same concern. And as I corresponded with them, I realized my true sexuality.
I see.
Were you surprised? Do you despise me for suddenly becoming a woman?
I don't despise you, but I was surprised. But if you decide that's the way you want to live your life, I'll support you.
Thanks. I knew you would say that.
Mizuki started hormone treatment with money she saved from her part-time job. Later, when she gets a job and has enough money saved up, she wants to have surgery to make herself a woman. I guess her goal was to become a woman. After that, Mizuki and I went out for the first time in a while. Anyway, Mizuki, hormone treatment? Was it? You should have told me about that when I was overseas.
I tried calling you to tell you, but I couldn't get through to you at all.
Right. The assignment was in an isolated area where it was difficult to get a signal, let alone water. Oh yeah, about Dad and Mom.
Of course they know. They were surprised to see me like you, but they both laughed and accepted it.
I see. That's our mom and dad after all.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be born into this family.
Even though it was a dizzying turn of events upon returning home, I was happy that Mizuki started on her own path. As we were walking down the street immersed in such a happy mood, we came across a familiar face. It was Nita, the delinquent who used to hang out with Mizuki. The smirking face was the same as in junior high school, and I recognized him right away. Hey, that's Mizuki's brother, isn't it? Long time no see! Long time no see. Who's that pretty girl? Is she a cabaret girl? Walking her to her workplace? What are you talking about? It's Mizuki.
Long time no see, Nita. We haven't seen each other since junior high school.
What? You're Mizuki? What? Seriously? You became a woman?
Yeah, I started hormone therapy.
But knowing it's that Mizuki, but just looking at your face, you're really pretty.
Yeah?
That's right. Come to our drinking party. Apparently, this guy Nita wants Mizuki to pretend to be his girlfriend since he's the only one among his friends who doesn't have one. I can show you out to everyone that I have a beautiful girlfriend, right? I'll get my friends together for a drink sometime. Come on, please, come on!
Sorry, I'm not into that kind of stuff.
No matter how many times Mizuki refused, Nita persisted. We walked away without giving him our contact information, but in this day and age, social media accounts are so easy to find. Come on, Mizuki! Please! Just once!
No.
Nita found our accounts and persistently invited us to join him after that. He seemed like he would storm into her workplace if she ignored him, so she had no choice but to go with him, so I tagged along and went as well. And at the drinking party, I witnessed something super satisfying. Nita was bragging about Mizuki as his trophy of a girlfriend who's beautiful and goes to a good university. Mizuki started off smiling and laughing, but then she dropped a huge bomb at the end.
Well then, Nita. Goodbye. I came just as promised, but I don't want to pretend to be your girlfriend anymore. So please don't contact me anymore, okay?
I bursted out laughing when Mizuki smiled and revealed the truth. Nita was looked at with white eyes by his friend, saying it was a rental girlfriend and Nita's a psycho. I don't know the details of what happened after that because we left quickly, but it seems that Nita got angry at his friends for making fun of him and drank a lot of alcohol, went wild at the bar, and ended up in trouble with the police. I heard his workplace found out about the commotion and he got a pay cut or demotion. That's karma. After that, I was transferred to the domestic sales department, and I was finally able to live a more settled life. After graduating from graduate school, Mizuki got a job as a researcher and is busy working every day. I was totally surprised when she told me that she was dating a woman she met at work. Apparently, the woman she's dating is bisexual, but I don't know much about that. Mizuki seems happy, so that's all that matters. And today, Mizuki will finally have her wedding.
Dad, Mom, thank you for accepting all of me. I really appreciate you believing in me and watching over me when I was going through a rough time. I'm glad to be your child. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tsubasa, thank you for telling me to take care of myself. I am the person I am today. If it wasn't for this family, I might have led a terrible life with no one understanding me. Maybe I wouldn't have been here at all. It is thanks for my family that I am able to smile like this now. Thank you so much, Dad, Mom, and brother. I love you all.
Mizuki. Not only Mizuki, but everyone who is struggling with their sexuality should be able to live their life the way they want to. I hope that there will be fewer people who will cry alone because of their painful experiences, and fewer people who give up on living the way they want to. I can't help but wish that with all my heart. Mizuki taught me what's important for a human being. Mizuki, whether you're a man or a woman, we will always be family and irreplaceable siblings.
I'm Daiki. I'm a senior in high school. I'm the guy in every class who's always in the shadows. And I have a twin brother who's the complete opposite in looks and personality.
Hideki, you look great today as well.
Really? Thanks.
I saw this month's magazine too. Hideki, you're the coolest of all the models.
Hideki's a model for a magazine. Taking advantage of his good looks, he has a lot of friends. And his Twitter followers will soon reach 10,000. I live as a gloomy mushroom in the corner of the classroom, and Hideki's a handsome influencer. The reason there's such a difference between us twins is probably because of my mother. My mother's the kind of person who openly declares that she can only love good-looking people. Whether it's a man or a woman, she immediately disses people based on their looks.
What's with that face? If it were me, I would die of shock the moment I looked in the mirror.
My father must have gotten fed up with my mother. My parents divorced a while after we were born. That may have been why my mother's antics accelerated even more. Birthday parties at home when I was a kid were hell for me. As twins, it's normal for us to celebrate at the same birthday party, but...
Happy birthday, Hide-chan.
Wait, where's Dai-chan?
Dai-chan's sleeping because of a stomachache. Please wish Hide-chan a happy birthday today.
I wasn't allowed to attend the birthday party. Delicious-looking cake, lots of presents, everyone laughing happily. All those sparkling things belonged to Hideki. I was so frustrated, all I could do was wrap myself in the covers of my bed and cry. In the midst of all that, there was one person who celebrated my birthday every year. My childhood friend, Saori.
Dai-chan, you have a stomach ache? Get well soon. Happy birthday. I'll put your present next to your pillow. Thanks.
The handmade stuffed animal Saori gave me every year was the only present I could get. By the time we entered elementary school, my mother's discrimination became even more blatant. Hideki was given a large room, while I was assigned a small closet-like room.
This is my room? A shabby room that suits Daiki.
Beautiful things should only look at beautiful things. It's bad for Hida-chan to be surrounded by an ugly kid all day.
Did you hear that? Lame Daiki needs to get out of my sight.
They both looked down on me blatantly, but I was just happy to have my own room. By the time we entered middle school, Hideki was scouted on the street and started modeling for magazines.
That's my Hida-chan. You'll soon be #1 as a model. That's right. You can even become an actor.
Mother enrolled Hideki in an entertainment production company and had him try out for various auditions. At first, Hideki, who liked to show off, was encouraged by our mother and was willing to do his best. But Hideki didn't have a dream of becoming an actor, and our mother was the only one who was fired up. Every time he failed an audition, his mother's resentment built up.
Hida-chan, why don't you take it more seriously?
I did take it seriously!
I was serious? Why can't you cry during the crying act?
I was reading a book in my room, and I got up, horrified by the argument between my mother and Hideki in the living room, and I tried to lock the door, but it was too late. Hideki looked like a demon standing behind the door, which opened vigorously. Hey, Daiki! You're always lying around reading books. I bet your life is easy. What do you want? What do I want? I'm a little pissed off right now, so if you're my brother, why don't you help me relieve it? Hideki started wrecking my room like a madman! Stop it! Knocking everything off the desk and flipping bookshelves on the floor? Books scattered on the floor, getting messed up under Hideki's feet? Then he noticed Saori's stuffed animal and picked it up! It's gross for guys to have stuffed animals lined up under their pillows, you dull, nerdy bastard! I noticed Hideki grabbing the stuffed animal's head and trying to tear it off, so I tackled him to try to take it back. Stop! Shut up! Don't touch me! Before I knew it, I was shoved by Hideki and fell down, hitting my head against the wall. It was your fault! You jumped on me all of a sudden, so I just brushed you off! Hideki yelled in fear as I fell, throwing the stuffed animal on the floor and walking out of the room.
Daiki, what are you doing making loud noises?
Mother came into the room complaining, but she was speechless when she noticed me collapsed in the wrecked room. Mom! Hideki?
Hideki? What are you talking about?
Can't you see? He was angry at you, so he messed up my room!
How sick and twisted do you have to be to go on a rampage yourself and then blame your brother? You're trying to put him down because you're jealous of his beauty and talent!
I didn't know if my mother, who was in front of me, was living in the same reality as me. How could I be blamed for this? What was I to her? That night I had a fever. I kept shivering under the covers with pain in my forehead. In the morning, when I couldn't get up, my mother offered me a rice ball and bottled water from a convenience store to my room.
Don't leave your room until you get better.
What? I had never hated my mother as much as I did at that time, and at the same time, I realized I was worthless since even my own mother abandoned me. I fell asleep before I knew it, crying, and was awakened by the sound of the doorbell ringing. Is Mom not home? Yes? I opened the door softly, and Saori was on the other side.
What? Daiki, what happened to your face?
I, hit my head.
You wouldn't get in a fight, would you? Who did this to you? Was it Hideki?
I showed Saori the ruined room and told her everything that happened.
No way. Can't believe he did that to you.
Saori was in tears as she picked up the stuffed animal she had made, which was still on the floor. She then cleaned up the room for me since I was unable to move due to the fever, and tended to the injury on my forehead.
I'm sorry, this is all I can do, but I'm on your side, Daiki.
Yeah, thanks. I smiled, holding back the tears that were about to come out. It was Saori who gave me a reason to live. After that, Hideki, Saori, and I went to the same school. Hideki hadn't become an actor yet, but he seemed to be doing well as a model. Hey, Daiki! The teacher was calling you. Oh, thanks. Hideki had fans at school, and there were always a lot of people around him. Hideki passed by me and walked over to his circle of friends. Huh? I was curious about the notebook Hideki took out of his bag, because it looked just like my notebook, but I was shooed away and told to get on with it.
What? Hideki, not only are you handsome, but you're also talented at drawing?
What? Oh, this kind of drawing is nerdy, isn't it?
Not at all. You should post it on social media. Hey, look at this.
I was astonished by the tweets Saori showed me.
These are your illustrations, right?
What? Why are my illustrations on Hideki's Twitter? Just a little doodle, along with my inner voice? Hideki had posted my illustrations and poems as his own! It had already received quite a few likes and retweets!
Hey, are you going to keep quiet about this? The likes on this illustration are supposed to be yours.
Yeah, but...
This is what I drew. Let's tell everyone that this is your drawing.
But how am I going to prove that it's my drawing? Hideki has a lot of friends, and my arguments will be drowned out by them. It's frustrating, but... I clenched my trembling fists, but Saori was different.
I have an idea. If you're up for it, I can help you.
An idea? Oh, it's Saori. They said the festival committee leader was calling me, so I was wondering what it was about.
Sorry, I had to call up a popular model. I was wondering if you could help me with my presentation for the festival.
A presentation?
It's more exciting to have a good-looking guy on stage, isn't it?
If that's the case, I'd be happy to cooperate. But you know, I'd like to have some benefits too.
Benefits?
You're actually kind of cute. You have good style too. Go out with me. If your boyfriend's a good-looking guy like me, it's fine, right?
Wait a second. But yeah, I'll give you my answer on stage at the festival.
Oh, great! So we're gonna be official in front of the whole school! And on the day of the festival...
Yes! That was a wonderful singing voice from Yumiko in second year class 1. Please give a round of applause again, everyone!
On the stage, Saori proposed a project called Self-Appointed Award Show. The idea was to award the undiscovered talents in the school, recommended by friends.
Now, let's invite the school's most famous person to the stage. You all know the popular model, Hideki!
Hello! Hideki took the stage with a fresh smile, and the audience cheered.
I heard that Hideki is not only handsome, but also talented at drawing.
No, not so much.
Actually, I'd like to invite another unknown illustration expert from the school. Please come on up.
Huh? Daiki?!
It's Hideki's twin brother, Daiki. What? He's the twin brother? He's kinda dull. Okay, everyone, please be quiet. Now, for the highlight of the day. I would like to ask you twins to have an illustration showdown.
Huh? That's not what I heard!
The subject is self-portraits.
Saori then handed Hideki and me a sketchbook and a pen.
His older brother, Daiki, is already drawing. By the way, the time limit is 3 minutes.
Hearing the time limit, Hideki swore and started to draw as well. The audience cheered for Hideki. You could feel everyone's high expectations for him. Perhaps because he could feel that, Hideki was also running his pen frantically with a cold sweat on his forehead.
Okay, 3 minutes have passed. Now, let's have your brother Daiki show us his drawing first.
I got up from my chair and held up my drawing at the audience. The hall went quiet for a second, but the next moment... No way! That's so good! That's professional level! 3 minutes for that!
That's a great drawing, Daiki. Now, let's see Hideki's drawing too.
All eyes in the hall were on Hideki at once. But Hideki didn't move, holding his sketchbook in his arms. Hideki, don't be shy! Let's see it! The audience started to murmur as Hideki remained motionless with his head down.
Hey, that signature under their brother's drawing, wasn't Hideki's drawing on Twitter too? Huh? Does that mean that Hideki lied about his brother's drawing being his own?
It seemed that the audience had begun to notice Hideki's misdeeds.
And one more thing, I have a personal announcement.
Saori took out her phone and played the audio into the microphone to fill the hall. You're actually kind of cute. You have good style too. Go out with me. If your boyfriend's a good-looking guy like me, it's fine, right? It was Hideki's voice. The girls in the hall screamed!
Hideki, the popular model, asked me out. So here's my response. I hate men like Hideki, who are wishful thinkers and liars. Posting someone's picture on Twitter as your own is the end of you as a human being. I like people like Daiki who works hard at everything.
What? At that moment, Hideki was so shocked, he exposed the sketchbook he was holding to his chest to the audience.
What's with a drawing? A kindergartner could draw better than that.
With those words, the audience burst into laughter. Ah, damn it! Hideki's face turned red, and he ran off the stage as if to escape. As for me...
I present a certificate to the real illustration king.
And so, Saori and I became an official couple of the school. After that, the fact that Hideki's illustration was mine spread quickly on Twitter, and his followers and school friends who had been proud of him drifted away. Of course, the modeling agency also canceled the contract, and Hideki's dream came to an end. Then my homeroom teacher, who read my poem on Twitter, saw that I had been in a difficult situation and made a home visit. He scolded my mother and told her that if she didn't change her attitude, he would report her to the Child Guidance Center. After this incident, my mother's treatment of me became known throughout the neighborhood, and she's now living in hiding, unable to walk outside.
Daiki, let's go to school together.
Thanks to Saori, my life changed drastically. I now go to school from my grandparents' house in the neighborhood, and I even made some friends who respect me. Maybe I've just been in my own shell and didn't see that there were people around to help me. Thanks, Saori.
What are you talking about?
I think I finally have a bright future ahead of me.
My name is Yukito Ishii. I'm a first year who just entered Wasido Junior High School. When I first entered the school, it was fun. But by the time a month had passed, I hated school so much. The reason was basketball, which we were forced to play in physical education. We were divided into teams by name, and as you can see, I'm short and thin. I tried my best, but when the ball came around, I couldn't score even once, and I was baggage for everyone. Some of my classmates said, "Don't worry about it," but...
We lost because of you.
Buy me a drink as punishment, come on! Let's go to the kiosk!
You better bring your wallet.
These guys are Baba and Kagawa. They seem to be from the same elementary school and are good friends. They're big and have loud voices, so I was pretty scared of them, to be honest. And Baba's brother is an 8th grader at this junior high school, and apparently he's a famous bad guy around here.
Hey, Ichi! Go buy some bread!
I didn't bring my wallet today. Huh? You didn't bring it on purpose, did ya? It's not like that, but...
My brother is our leader. You know what happens if you cross me.
You'll be beaten to a pulp and you won't even have a bone left in your body!
You don't want to get beat up. Bring your wallet tomorrow. You understand?
I was being harassed day after day, and I started to hate school so much that I stopped going.
I talked to the homeroom teacher and the principal. They said that the 2 students who asked Yukito for money have been given a severe warning and will have to study in the study room for a while.
I see, but I still don't want to go to school.
Stop talking nonsense. You're a student. Your job is to study.
Honey, stop! Don't worry, Yukito. Your mom will get your homework and stuff. Stay home and rest for a while.
My father was always angry with me, saying, "Go to school," but my mother looked after me kindly. I did my best to study at home so that I wouldn't disappoint her. Then one day, about 2 weeks later...
What? Oh my gosh! Yeah, okay, I'll be right there.
Mom, what's wrong?
Yukito, Grandma in the countryside broke a bone.
What, is she alright?
Yeah, they said it's not life-threatening, but I'm worried about her, so I want to go check on her.
My mother packed her bags and went home to her parents for a few days. I told her that I would study at home, but my father said,
No. If I leave you alone, you're going to play games.
In the end, I was taken to my father's office, where he ran his own business, and I spent my time there with his occasional supervision. I wanted to be alone. This sucks. I'd finished my studies in the corner of the office and was reading a book I'd brought with me when someone walked in.
Excuse me. I have brought you the catalog about what we talked about on the boat.
A man with a friendly demeanor was talking to the receptionist. He looks kind of familiar. And I looked at him thinking that. The man noticed me, smiled, and said,
Hello. Are you Yukito by any chance?
Yes.
I knew it. My name is Nezu. We met here once when you were little. Don't you remember me?
Huh? After some time, my father came out from the back and led Nezu's son inside.
I'm sorry you had to come all the way here. No. This is the catalog for our new copy machine. Ah, there's so many kinds now. I wonder which one will suit our needs.
Then they talked for about 30 minutes.
Oh, I'll be back. Please consider it. I'll discuss it with the company by tomorrow. Thank you for your cooperation. Yukito, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No.
Oh, you know Yukito, Nezu-san? Yes, we met when Yukito was younger. Is that so? Actually, Yukito's been absent from school for a while now, so I've been making him study here. It's embarrassing to say the least.
You don't have to say things you don't need to. But Nezu-san's smile remained warm.
Everyone has times like that.
He said,
School is not always full of good things. Sometimes it makes you want to take a break, right, Yukito?
Yes.
Oh, is that the novel that won the Manhwa Prize?
Yes, I like to read novels.
Reading is good. Books enrich your life. I used to read a lot when I was young. Although these days I don't have much time for it.
Nezu-san bowed lightly and left, saying, well, I'll be going now. What a nice person. I wish someone like that had been my father. I felt as if Nezu-san's smile eased my frustration at my father saying something unnecessary. Nezu-san came again the next day and talked with my father about the new copy machine. On his way home, he came up to me and lent me a book, saying, here, take this if you'd like.
It's a little old, but it's a book I was crazy about when I was a student. You can read it if you like.
Thank you.
Please, let me know what you think of it next time I come by.
The book Nezu-san lent me was an adventure story. I was so engrossed in it that I finished it in one sitting. Huh? On the last page of the book was Nezu-san's business card with his email address saying, if you like, I can lend you the sequel too, so please contact me. I sent him an email thanking him for the book and asking him if I could lend the sequel, and he responded immediately. It said, I'll put the sequel in your mailbox, so please pick it up. After that, I continued to exchange emails with Nezu-san. Nezu-san was very knowledgeable and taught me a lot of the things I didn't know. As we continued our exchanges, strangely enough, I gradually began to feel better, and I began to think, maybe I can go to school now. Eventually, my mother came back from the country and said, if you think you can go to school, I will support you. Because of things like that, I went to school for the first time in a while. But when I got there, Baba and Kagawa were still the same. As soon as I saw them, they started to get involved with me, saying, look who's here, that scrawny boy Ishi. You snitched on that teacher about us, didn't you?
Well, I was lucky to be able to lounge around in the study room.
But because you snitched on me, my parents stopped giving me an allowance.
Me too. It's your fault. Take responsibility.
What? Isn't that your fault? Huh? Did you say something?
Don't get carried away, man.
Ah! Meet us at the arcade after school.
Bring the money if you want me to forgive you for telling on us.
Let's see. I'll forgive you if you bring me 50,000 yen. There's no way I'm going. Huh? You know what happens if you don't show up?
We know where you live. We heard it from a guy in your grade school.
If you don't want us to come to your house, bring the money, you got it? Even after that, throughout the day, they repeatedly told me, you better come. If you don't come, we'll come to your house. Oh, I have no choice but to go. I reluctantly went to the arcade. Of course, I turned on the recording function on my phone in case they did something to me, and I also checked the location of the police box so I could run to it immediately. I thought about talking to my mother about it, but she was tired from taking care of my grandmother. I didn't want to worry her. I won't lose. As I waited in front of the arcade with trepidation.
Oh, Yukito, hello!
I turned toward the voice and it was Nezu-san. Nezu-san, hello? Are you on your way home from work?
Yeah, I finished early today. More importantly, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm meeting up with a guy from my class. I couldn't say I was called out, so I responded vaguely. Nezu-san must have sent something. Then come play with me until your friend comes, he said, inviting me inside the arcade. I've never really done this kind of thing before.
Let me show you then.
What? You know how to play this? Nezu-san approaches what appears to be a fighting game. Wow, Nezu-san, you're amazing! You're really good!
Yes.
He looks like a kind and gentle man, but his skills were professional. And in no time, he knocked down his opponents in the fighting game. How did you get so good at this?
When I was young, I used to play with my friends like this. You get better at everything with experience.
I see.
Wow, I didn't know they still had those in arcades these days. I'm actually good at that too.
Nezu-san headed for an old punching machine in the corner. Nezu-san inserts some coins and gets ready. At that moment,
There you are, Ishii. Did you bring the money?
who's that old guy? Is he a relative? Is he gonna pay us? No, he has nothing to do with this. Baba and Kagawa showed up. I rushed in between Baba and Nezu-san. But Baba pushes me away and approaches Nezu-san.
Huh? Can you punch, old man?
So scrawny! No way!
Well, more importantly, we're out of money. Can you give us 10,000 yen?
If you don't give me money, I'll take better care of him! Nezu-san found out that I was being bullied by these two. Nezu-san is the last person I wanted to find out. I was so frustrated I almost cried. But Nezu-san was completely unfazed. But on the contrary, he gave off a bigger smile than usual and slowly said,
Ah, wait a minute then. I've already put in the money for this. Huh? What is he talking about? It's too good to waste. I'll talk to you after I take a shot.
The next moment, a thunderous roar rumbled through the air. It took me a few seconds to realize it was coming from a punching machine, a sound I'd never heard before. The punching machine repeatedly displayed the words highest score and congratulations. The rankings show a number that far surpasses the second place finisher. Nezu-san, wow!
I used to be better back in the day. I guess you can't beat age. So, what did you guys want? Oh, you want me to give you some money.
Nezu-san, your eyes aren't smiling at all. Barbara and the others seemed to be intimidated by his eyes and said, "Who is this old man?" and shook with fear.
You guys, it's not good to ask for money from others. And it's not nice to do that to your classmates. No, Yukito and I are friends. I can't let someone who annoys my friend get away with it.
No, I'm sorry, we won't do it again.
Hey, you're apologizing to the wrong person. To Yukito. Please forgive me! Hey, Kagawa, let's go!
Ah! The fearful Barbara and the others ran away so quickly, they were gone before Nezu-san could finish his sentence.
Ah, there they go. I'm sorry I was too much of a klutz to get you to reconcile with those guys.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Nezu-san? How do you know how to punch so hard?
As I said before, it's important to do it many times. You just have to train.
I want to be strong too. I want to be a cool guy like Nezu-san. I don't want those guys to make fun of me anymore.
That's the spirit. I remember when I was young, I started going to the dojo because I admired my friend's strength.
Please teach me about that dojo as well.
Yes, of course. Let's train together.
Yes! After that, I told my parents that I wanted to go to the dojo that Nezu-san had introduced me to. My mother was worried, but my father said, "That's what makes him a man," and agreed to pay the monthly training fee. Nezu-san introduced me to a dojo where I could learn judo and self-defense, and they gave me detailed instructions on how to train my body. Strangely enough, the more I trained my body, the more confident I became. Now I can go to school normally. Barbara and Kagawa were initially observing me, but they gradually started to make fun of me like they used to. But I'm not the same anymore. That day we had to wrestle in gym class.
I'll throw a scrawny guy like you with these!
I grabbed Baba, who had underestimated me, and let his guard down by the scruff of his neck and threw him out of the ring. The class cheered loudly. Baba and Kagawa were stunned. After that, they stopped teasing me, and I was able to lead a peaceful school life. But it seems that Baba and Kagawa didn't learn their lesson and started targeting a student in another class. But the parents of the bullied students held some kind of power, and the two disappeared from the school before I knew it. Rumors circled around about them changing schools and entering rehabilitation facilities, but the truth is unknown. As for me, I still keep in touch with Nezu-san, and we lend each other books and practice together at the dojo.
To be a good warrior and a scholar, they say balance is the key to everything.
Yes! With Nezu-san's philosophy in mind, I spend my days studying and working hard to get in shape. I will surely become a kind and strong adult like Nezu-san. That's my dream right now.
I'm Makoto Hiramoto. I'm 28. My dad was a real hard ass. He was always yelling at me as a child. He was a high school teacher. He always said to me, Makoto, you're a man, and a man has to be tough. He made me play all kinds of sports as a kid. My favorite was kendo. I started it when I was in middle school. My dad came to me every single match. I wasn't that good though, but I really enjoyed it and it taught me discipline. Anyways, many years later, I now had a family of my own. I worked at a company that sold sporting goods. And, this is my wife, Amane. We got married a year ago, but we were still like newlyweds. My dad introduced me to her many years ago. She was his friend's daughter. He wanted me to get married at a young age. Her dad was a cop, so I was a bit nervous at first, but it was love at first sight. She was like an angel. She was really nice and a bit clumsy, but it was kind of cute. She had a great personality. Her parents raised her well. We started going out shortly after. A year later, we got married.
How was your day? Dinner's ready.
Wonderful, thank you. How was your day?
Come on, let's eat. I made some curry.
Oh, but we had curry 3 days ago.
Oh, right. I completely forgot.
No worries. I love curry.
Sorry.
So, how's work?
Good. Everyone there is really nice.
Good to hear.
But we recently got this new boss.
Yeah? What about him? Amane got a new job last year. She was the friendly type, so she already had a lot of friends there. But then they got this new boss, and his name is Nomura. He was married and had kids, but he was very touchy.
I heard he was like this in his old department, too.
What did he do?
This guy, he told him what he was doing to the female employees was wrong. But then he went after him and he ended up quitting from stress.
Oh no, that's horrible. Is there anyone you could talk to about him?
He sucks up to the higher ups, so I don't know. They all like him. It's our word against his, so... But he's out of control. We're thinking about doing something. Not sure what yet.
I see. Well, the faster the better, I think.
Yeah, sorry to make you worry like this. I know you got enough on your plate.
Oh, no worries. I'm fine.
Right back at you.
Seeing your face makes everything better. We loved each other very much. But then, one day I got a text from Amane. Oh, she's going out for drinks with her colleagues. Watch out for your boss. Stay away from him. I texted her back. Hey! Wow! Stop texting your wife! You scared me, Mitani. You guys are like newlyweds. This is Mitani. We started working here around the same time. He was always teasing me like this. How is she? Good. But, she's got this new boss and he's really touchy. Seriously? That's horrible. Can't believe people still do that. Yeah. And tonight she has to go out for drinks with people from work. I'm just a bit worried, that's all. I hate eating alone. Eating dinner with Amane is the only thing that gives me joy. Hey man, at least you're married. I guess. Feeling lonely? Well, I got some good news for you. What? You can work overtime with me! I need some help. What? Sure, I guess. Thanks, man! He was always helping me out, so it was the least I could do. A few hours later, it was past 10. We were almost done. But then, oh, it's Amane. Ah, maybe she's heading home? Hello?
Makoto, I don't know what to do.
You crying? What happened?
That boss I told you about the other day, he tried to take me to a hotel.
What?
But
Settle down. Take a deep breath. I'll be right there. Where are you?
Okay,
I got my stuff and got ready to leave. I didn't have much time. You okay, man? Mane's boss tried to take her to a hotel. What? Oh no! Is she okay? It's not her I'm worried about. Huh? Her boss. His life is in danger. I gotta go, sorry! I ran out of the office and started sprinting. She was nearby. When I arrived, there was a crowd, and the cops and the paramedics were there too. Then I found Amane. She came running towards me.
Makoto!
Amane! Sorry I'm late!
No, thanks for coming. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but
Oh,
she pointed to the ground. Her boss was out cold. He was in pain. Paramedics were trying to bring him back. Oh boy.
oh no, I've done it again.
Come on now, settle down. You called 911, right?
Yeah, and I went easy on him, but
Oh. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes,
So you're the one that called 911, correct? Your boss was trying to drag you to a hotel. What is your name?
it's Amane. Amane Shioyama. I mean, Hiramoto. I'm married now.
Okay, thank you. And this is...
This is my husband. He just got here from work.
Oh, I see. And that guy over there. I'm guessing that's your boss? Who else was involved?
Huh?
What do you mean? I mean, who did this to him? Well, the thing about that is... He probably thought it was some other guy who knocked him out. I guess she didn't tell the operator when she called 911. It was her. My wife did this. Huh? Yeah. Wait, what? But she's so small, and he's pretty big. No offense. I know, but it was her. But was she armed or something? The cop didn't believe me at first. Amane, can you tell us what happened? Yeah, please.
Okay.
So Amane started explaining what happened. Nomura, her boss. He was all over her. She was annoyed, but he was her boss, so she couldn't do much about it. Then after the party, as she was waiting for a cab, Amane, we're going in the same direction, right? Can you help me out? I need to get to a convenience store to get some water, but I can barely walk.
Oh, okay.
He was wasted. She took him to a nearby convenience store. But then he started walking towards the hotel district.
There's a convenience store right there. Fine then, go ahead. But I'm leaving.
Hey, I'm your boss! You don't get to talk to me like that. Come on now. We're both adults here. Come here. Then he touched her shoulder. Amane couldn't take it anymore. The beast inside her woke up. First, she grabbed his left hand on her shoulder. Then she pulled his arm and drove her elbow right into his chest. Then she quickly turned around and landed a nasty left hook. Then she punched him again with her right hand, right in the pit of his stomach. Then she finished him off with a knee to the face. He was out cold. When she realized what she did, it was too late.
Then I called 911 and... Everything okay?
Yeah. Wow. Does she do karate or something? Yeah. She knows all kinds of martial arts. She's a black belt. Growing up, she learned all kinds of martial arts. She was one of the best of the country. Karate, judo, aikido, kendo, you name it. She knew all forms of martial arts. But as she got older, she started shifting towards girly stuff and, well, now she was like this. When she was in danger, the beast in her came out. When we started dating, she took out 3 delinquents by herself. They were trying to mess with some girl and she stepped in to help her out. So taking out a drunk guy was a piece of cake for her.
This is so embarrassing. Why did my dad have to teach me martial arts? He always told me I had to be tough because he was a cop, but what's that got to do with anything?
Wait, what? Your dad is a cop? And you said your last name was Shioyama. Wait! Is your father Katsumi Shioyama?
Huh? Yeah. Why?
I had no idea! I'm so sorry! Every cop there stood upright and saluted her. Her dad. He was retired now, but he was one of the strongest men on the force. Today, he teaches young cops martial arts. Amane just stood there looking embarrassed as the other cops came to salute her. It was kind of funny. Nomura got taken to the emergency room after that. Cops let us go home.
I've done it again. I've got to learn to control myself.
Maybe. My wife was adorable, but at the same time, she was the last person you should mess with. A few days later, the cops came to our house. It wasn't self-defense, so they gave her a warning and let her off the hook. We could have pressed charges against Nomura, but she wanted nothing to do with it anymore, so we decided to drop it. But things weren't over for Nomura. The company started looking into him. The higher-ups started to realize that he was trouble. A few weeks later, he got fired. As for Amane, she was a hero now. Every woman in the office was grateful for getting Nomura fired, and the guys, they all started asking her if she could teach them martial arts. A few days later, Nomura's wife came to apologize.
I'm so sorry about my husband. I'm truly sorry. Oh, it's fine. I went a bit too far myself. Is he okay? Oh, he's fine. If anything, you went too easy on him.
I don't know about that. His wife was pissed at him too. Can't say I blame her. After that, his wife divorced him. She sued him for damages. With the hospital bills and the divorce, he was up to his neck in debt now. Anyways, after that, things went back to normal. But then...
Hey, Makoto, you forgot to kiss me this morning.
Oh, sorry, I was running late and...
What was that?
Nothing! I'm sorry! It was wise not to anger her. I don't want to die yet. Anyways, glad everything worked out.
My name is Hiroshi Fukui. After graduating from high school, I started working at a neighborhood ramen shop, and after training for 7 years, I set up my own business. Now I run this restaurant with my wife, Chiharu. Welcome!
Please have a seat here.
One tonkatsu ramen! Yes, sir.
Extra bean sprouts as usual.
Yeah, you really know your stuff, Chiharu. It's a small place, but it's thriving, and there were a lot of regulars. My wife and I don't have children, but for us, this restaurant was like our child.
Good work. We had a busy day again.
Yeah, my legs are exhausted from all the standing, but we're thriving. I should be grateful.
Yeah, I'm glad the new menu was well received.
Your idea was a big hit, Chiharu.
Can I come up with something new again in the spring?
Of course, I'm counting on you. Chiharu, who is beautiful and friendly, was well received by customers, and some customers even come just to talk to her. I hope the store will continue to do well. That's what I was thinking. Then one day, I saw a boy in a park near my neighborhood who looked like he was in middle school. That boy's been here since the morning. I wonder if he's okay in this cold weather. The boy hadn't moved from where I saw him in the morning on my way home from stocking up. It's almost sunset. His lips are turning purple from the cold. I couldn't leave him alone, so I spoke to him. You've been here since the morning, haven't you? Yes, I'm sorry. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just worried because you look cold. I'll go home soon, so I'll be fine. Yeah? Oh, here. I run a ramen shop over there. I have a free trial coupon, so come by the store sometime if you'd like. Is that okay? Of course. You're welcome anytime. I'll be waiting. Thank you. I wanted to take him to the restaurant and feed him, but in this day and age, if you do something like that, people might think you're suspicious. I told him, it's cold. You should go home soon, and left the park. 2 hours later, I was wondering what happened to the boy when the door to the store rattled open. Welcome. Oh, you came. This coupon, may I use it? Of course. Come on in. Take a seat. The boy's name was Yuma Shimizu. He was a 7th grader and apparently lived with his mother. My mother has a lover, and she tells me to stay out of the house when he's over. I see. The ramen was really good. Thank you for the food. I'm glad you liked it. Come again anytime. But I don't have any money. I'll feed you anytime if you're okay with employee meals. Right, Chiharu?
Of course. You know, Yuma, our motto is to warm the body and soul.
That's right. Whenever you're hungry or lonely, come on in. We'll be waiting. Thank you very much! Yuma began to visit the store about once a week. He was reserved at first, but Chiharu kept talking to him in a friendly manner, so he gradually opened up. He talked about school, books he was into, getting good marks on tests, and many other things. It's kind of like we have a son now.
Yeah, when Yuma eats our food so deliciously, it makes me feel happy to be running the store.
Me too. Chiharu started smiling more and more, and we were so happy to have met him, but those days didn't last very long. 6 months after meeting him, thank you for everything. I'm actually going to start living with my father. He was to be taken by his biological father, I see. I'll miss you. But I'll be happy if you're happy.
Come back anytime. We'll be waiting for you.
Yes! I will not forget your kindness. I will definitely be back. I promise I'll pay next time. Don't worry about that. I'll be happy just to see you.
Take care. Hope to see you again someday.
Yes! And so, Yuma left. I just hope that he led a good life. After that, the restaurant kept thriving, and we had a busy but enjoyable time. But 10 years later...
I saw the student who used to come here lined up at the store over there.
Is that right? Again? A trendy ramen shop opened in the neighborhood, and customers started to flow over there. The owner was young, and he used social media to advertise. Ramen that looks good seemed to be the selling point, and families and female customers had drifted away, especially young people who were sensitive to try new things. We still have a lot of regulars who favor us, so let's do our best.
Right! We won't get any customers if we keep a gloomy face.
But bad things happened in rapid succession, and Chiharu became ill.
Don't worry, I'll get better. You just focus on protecting the store.
Chiharu was hospitalized after saying that, but her condition didn't improve at all. Every time I went to see her, her cheeks became gaunt and pale. I'll close the store for now. I want to be here for you.
No! You have to protect the store. Otherwise, I'll have nowhere to go back to.
Chiharu.
It's okay. You can do it. The store is an irreplaceable place for me. You have to protect it.
Yeah, okay. I'll protect it. At one point, Chiharu's condition improved, and she was able to leave the hospital and stand in the store. But 3 years and a few months after the illness was discovered, Chiharu! Chiharu! She died. The customers who drifted away didn't come back. And on top of that, Chiharu is gone. Sales were also affected from irregular closes to take care of Chiharu, and they were going down. In addition, the number of ramen shops in the neighborhood increased. Our customers drifted away, and we'd been losing money since then. That's enough. Let's just close this store. There's no point in continuing without Chiharu. I told the landlord that I wanted to cancel the lease, but then I realized that according to the contract, I had to pay the rent for 6 months after I moved out. I decided to postpone the closing of the store until 6 months later, since I had to pay the rent anyway. But then, what am I going to do after I quit? There's no point in living, so I'll just go to Chiharu. I wondered what the regulars saw in my dazed and soulless demeanor at the store. Some customers worried about me, saying, "Owner, cheer up," and "What happened to your usual smile?" But most of the customers sensed my lifelessness and never came back. I don't care what they think. The store's over. 2 months after Chiharu passed, customers stopped coming. That day, I sat aimlessly in the empty store. Then the door opened, and a young man came in. "Owner? 1 tonkotsu ramen." Yes. The man began to introduce himself, saying, "I'm a ramen critic. I introduce ramen from various stores on my blog." Huh? I'd love to introduce this store as well. Thanks for that. Here, it's ready. Thank you very much. Do you mind if I take your picture? A picture? I'd like to post it on my blog. Oh, sure. Be my guest. This is a restaurant that's going to close anyway. No matter how bad they write about us, it wouldn't do any damage. After serving the ramen, I went to the back, opened up the newspaper, and tried not to look at the man. 15 minutes later, the man rattled in his chair. I guess he finished eating and was about to leave. He got up to pay the bill, and the next moment, "It's awful." Huh? The guy spouted off. It's true I've been disheartened, but I'd never do anything to ruin the taste of the food for the customers. And yet he called it awful? The next moment, I was about to say something back, but the man continued talking. "Owner, your attitude was awful, but the taste was delicious. Just like the old days." The old days? Who are you? I'm Yuma Shimizu. I used to come here when I was a kid. You talked to me when I was freezing in the park, remember? The park? Oh! The ramen you treated me to that time was so delicious. I haven't forgotten that taste to this day. The kind voice of the owner and the landlady will always remain in my heart too. His smiling face was so familiar that I finally remembered. Yuma! You're Yuma! You've grown up! My heart warmed with nostalgia, and we talked about many things. When I told him that Chiharu had died, Yuma shed tears of sorrow. I see, your wife. She was such a kind person. Without Chiharu, there's no energy in my work. I'm thinking of closing the store already. You're quitting? Is that what your wife would have wanted? Chiharu kept saying protect the store until the very end. But then please don't quit! You make such good ramen! But there are so many new ramen shops in the neighborhood now. All the customers drifted over there. I was encouraged by the owner who served me delicious ramen with a smile, and it made me want to live on. Yuma, please don't tell me you're going to close it down. I'm sure there are many people just like me who are encouraged by this store, by the owner. So please don't give up. That night, as I listened to Yuma's words of encouragement as if I were waking up, I couldn't get his words out of my head, even as I was about to fall asleep. I was encouraged by the owner who served me delicious ramen with a smile. I see. It's not just the taste. The customers have drifted away because I changed. From the next day, I stood in the store with renewed vigor and with the same cheerful customer service as before. The customers were very happy.
I love your smile! I'll come back again!
And they left with satisfied looks on their faces. When I cleaned outside the store, I greeted people on the street with a smile and even tried to show up at events in town. And gradually, old familiar customers began to come back.
Owner? I'll have the usual.
Yes, tonkotsu ramen with large bean sprouts.
You know me so well. I'm so happy when I come here.
Thank you. I'll give you extra bean sprouts as a service.
Oh, yes! This is how this store should be.
Yes, that's our selling point. Customer service that warms everyone's hearts. How could I have forgotten? With my farewell with Chiharu and many other things going on, I seem to have completely forgotten my original intentions. After that, Yuma introduced us on his blog, which helped, and the number of customers increased gradually. Customers who had drifted elsewhere came back after reading articles by the popular ramen critic Yuma. Thanks to that, sales had stabilized, and there was even a line outside on the weekends. Hello, owner. The line goes all the way to the next store. It must be thriving. Welcome. It's thanks to you for introducing this store on your blog. No, it's not me. It's because the owner makes delicious ramen. Thanks to you, I remembered something I had forgotten. I'm sure Chiharu is relieved seeing me like this. I'm glad. So, owner, about closing the store, I decided not to. I'll keep it going. That means I can come back to eat any time. Yeah, I'll be waiting. Thank you so much, Yuma. Yuma said, I just wanted to return the favor, but I'm really grateful to him. He's the reason I was able to remember what was important to me and kept the store open. I'll protect this store that Chiharu loved as long as I can. I hope that someday, when I see her in heaven, she can praise me for my hard work. Chiharu, keep watching over me.